Betrayal and revenge. Sometimes it starts with a stranger's smile. Sometimes with a pair of high heels and red lipstick. And sometimes with a business trip to Turkey. My name is Lena. I worked in the same company as Emily. And yes, I knew her too well. She was the kind men notice instantly. Blonde curls, pouty lips, cleavage under a tight blouse, and a permanently teasing gaze. But most importantly, she knew her worth. Or rather, the worth of others. Especially men like Quentin. I'd always watched him. Quiet, intelligent. Not a wimp, just not the loud type. He listened. Never raised his voice. They don't make them like that anymore. He was a manager in our company, Harper Solutions, logistics department. She was an executive assistant to the VP. They met by chance. He delivered a report, she dropped a pen and smiled. Classic. 3 months later they moved in together. 6 months later they were married. I didn't go to the wedding. Chapter 1. The business trip. It was a typical setup. A trip to Turkey, conferences, the product has been purchased. Partner meetings, Antalya's son, beaches, spa, buffet, and freedom. Girls, Emily said at the airport, I just want to let go a bit. No husband, no tea with cookies, you know what I mean? Everyone laughed. No one knew how serious she was. She appeared in the hotel bar in a red dress. Short. Tight. I'd seen it before, it was dangerous. Especially when she wore it with no underwear. And she liked that. He a local, mid-20s, tall, stubbled, eyes like strong coffee. Bartender, guide, whatever. He carried himself well. First move. They laughed, drank, flirted. Come, I'll show you the sea, he said with an accent. She nodded. Took his arm. And they left. Chapter 2. The beach. Night. The moon reflected on the water. Emily walked barefoot, shoes in hand. He smoked silently, glancing at her. Then he stopped, looked into her eyes, and kissed her. Not softly, hungrily. Like a predator. She responded, parting her lips. Her hand slid under his shirt. He dropped the cigarette, one hand gripping her waist, the other cupping her ass. Not here, just. She whispered. Why not? It's beautiful. It's risky. That's exciting. He turned her around. She knelt by the shore. Her dress hiked up. No panties. He slid into her. Her moan mixed with waves. He moved deep, slow, then fast. She braced herself on the warm sand. Night. Breath. Tension. Then the hotel. They returned past 2 a.m. She barefoot, hair a mess. He victorious. They vanished into the elevator. I passed their room later. The door was ajar. Sounds inside. He was fucking her again, this time over. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The couch. She sat on him, back arched, breasts bouncing. He whispered in Turkish, biting her shoulder. She laughed loudly. Chapter 3. The Second Affair. Greg. Marketing. 32, well-groomed. Always smirking. He saw her leave with the local. Knew what kind of woman she was. He didn't judge. He capitalized. He said, next morning as she poured coffee. Last night was hot. Hey? Excuse me? I mean, passion, beach, fun. Whatever you call it. She paled. Her eyes sharpened. Are you spying on me? No. Just good at math. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. But if you want, we can keep secrets. I'm very passionate too. Later they sat side by side on a shuttle. His hand on her knee. She didn't move. You're not my type, she whispered. And you don't seem like someone who uses the word no. That night, they had drinks. Then his room. He opened champagne. Why this show? She asked. So you don't feel cheap? Though I'm not sure you care. She slapped him. He yanked off her blazer and kissed her hard. Lips. Neck. Collarbone. He threw her fist onto the bed, face down. Ripped off her skirt and panties. His hand smacked her ass. She gasped. But didn't resist. Want to forget him? I'll erase it. He entered her. She bit a pillow. He fucked her like a boss. Then flipped her, legs on his shoulders. You a slut? Yes, but not yours. Wrong. Tonight, you are. She left past midnight, limping. Red mark on her neck. Fingerprints on her hips. And a strange little smile. Chapter 4. I told Quentin everything. I couldn't sleep. I'd seen enough. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. She smiled on video chat with Quentin as if nothing had happened. So I called him. Asked to meet. He showed up in jeans and a gray sweater. Tired. Kind. I looked at my cup. Then at his eyes. You didn't ask, but you need to know. And I told him. Everything. Nights. Sounds. Words. Stares. The way she laughed with her friends about it the next morning. He said nothing. White-knuckled, breathing slowly. Then stood. Left money. Thank you, Lena. You need time. But I'm here. He nodded. Walked out. Chapter 5. The Country Hotel. 3 days later, he messaged me. Want to get away for the weekend? No questions. Just silence. I booked a cabin. I knew what this was. The first cut in the rope tying him to her. Secluded cabin. Wood, glass, fireplace. Wine. Silence. He barely spoke. I took off my heels. Showered. Came out in a towel. He stood by the fire, holding whiskey. I stepped in front of him. Dropped the towel. Slowly. Silently. Placed his hand on my breast. His fingers trembled. Once the product has been purchased. Didn't pull away. Let me be your mistake. A deliberate one. He kissed me sharply, hungrily. I sank to my knees. Unbuckled his belt. His hand gripped my hair. I tasted pain, lust, fury, and I loved it. We had sex by the fire. On the floor, me on top, scratching his chest. Then he lifted me, pinned me to the wall, entered me hard. I screamed. In bed, he choked me gently while staring into my eyes. Do you like being my tool? Yes. Then listen. Afterwards, he lay staring at trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The ceiling. I want her fired. You know I can. And in return, you won't get me. You'll just be close while I clip her wings. I fell asleep beside him, smiling as I fell. Chapter 6. Emily gets fired. I worked in security. Email access. Calendars. Logs. I waited. Emily slipped up. She flirted with Greg. Sent photos. Dirty ones. Through corporate mail. I can't forget that night. Your roughness is addictive. And today Quentin made me coffee. I feel like such a slut. LOL. Recording will go away once the product has been purchased. R1, Greg replied. I took screenshots. Recordings. A photo of her on Greg's lap at a party. An anonymous package landed in HR's inbox. 2 days later she was out. Quietly. By the book. She looked dazed. She knew she was being hunted. She just didn't know by whom. Chapter 7. Sex before the storm. Emily came home broken, but still played her role. Honey, something's wrong. They fired me. Said it's ethics. A mistake. Someone leaked my private chats. I nodded. Smiled. Made dinner. Maybe jealousy. Office. Maybe jealousy. Office. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Drama. I'm tired. I just need you. You're right. Just relax. I'm here. She smiled, showered, came out in a silk robe. No underwear. She stood before me, opened her robe. Let me make this better. She knelt, took me in her mouth. I let her. Watched her try. I felt nothing but focus. Later, in bed she was on top, whispering, "We're together again. I'll fix everything. I love you." She didn't know it was her last night. Chapter 8. Revelation. She fell asleep smiling. I got dressed. Turn they once the product has been purchased. On the light. Wake up. What is it? I know everything, Emily. What do you know? The Turk. Greg. The emails. The hotel. I know how you moaned on the beach. How you screamed in the room. What you texted about me afterwards. She went pale. You spied on me? No, I opened my eyes. And now I'm closing the door. You can't. Already done. You're fired. Divorce papers next week. Who helped you? Lena. The one you called a plain mouse. She helped me destroy things. The product has been purchased. You. And she's better than you in bed. Emily didn't scream. She just sat on the floor, pulled a blanket around herself, and cried. Silently. Broke in.